Hey everyone, I just wanted to go over the steps of how to construct your timeline um, and what that's going to look like. And so, 2A right here, it says you're going to calculate the distance that each time span will cover on your timeline. And so, before um, And so then it gives us a hint. It says, since your timeline represents 4,500 million years over 90 centimeters, first divide 400 4,500 by 90 to determine how many years. So what that's saying is our entire timeline, that's representing the existence or the origin of Earth to now. And that took 4.5 billion years, or, um, oops, let me, um, 4.5 billion years. Or another way we can say that is 4,500 million years. Regardless, it's all the same number. If we would write out 4,500,000,000, that's what it would look like. But all three of those numbers are the same. So for our calculations, it will honestly be easiest if we use this second number right here. So to do that, to find out how much 1 centimeter is, we're going to take this 4,500 million years. We're going to divide it by the total number of centimeters on our paper, which is 90 centimeters. So I'm going to pull up my calculator right here, and I'll take 4,500 million years divided by 90. And what that equals is equal to 50 million years per 1 centimeter. That means for every 1 centimeter on our paper, that is equivalent to 50 million years. So the Earth is really, really old, but to condense it down onto our paper, each centimeter is going to be 50 million, 50 million years. Okay, so we just figured that out with A, and then it says, then we need to kind of calculate it out over in 1 point, on 11.1 here. So we look at the early Precambrian. Let's look at what their example is. This early Precambrian time period, the time span was between 4,500 million years ago to 4,000 million years ago. So this is how long of a time that time period lasted. So we need to subtract these two numbers, and if we take 4,500 minus 4,000, that means the time period itself, this early Precambrian time period, lasted 500 years. So to determine, though, how long that would be uh, on our timeline, we would take 500 and we would divide it by 50, because each centimeter is 50 million years, and that would give us 10. That would be 10 centimeters. So this is where they get the 10 centimeters here. So let's do, that was early Precambrian. Let's do the late Precambrian together. Okay, so we look that this is the time period that the late Precambrian stage happened from 4,000 million years to 540 million years. So we are going to subtract those two numbers. 4,000 minus 540, and that gives us 3,460 million years. So I'm gonna write that here. Million years. And then let's figure that out, how that we would figure that out. It would be 3,460 million years. And we're going to use, this is a rate, so we're going to divide this by 50 million years per 1 centimeter. And when we do that math, divided by 50, that is going to equal 69.2 centimeters. Okay, so then over here, we would write 69.2 centimeters. So the late Cambrian stage was much longer than we see from the early Precambrian stage, because this was only 500 million years long, and this one's 3,460 million years long. And so we are going to see on our timeline that the late or early Precambrian is only going to be 10 centimeters. When this one, the late Precambrian, this is going to be 69.2 centimeters long. Okay. Let's do one more together, and then you can finish out the rest of these. So the early Paleozoic time period happened from 540 million years ago to 415 million years ago. So our first step is we need to subtract those two numbers. So 540 million years ago minus 415 million years ago, that gives us 125. And then let's do 125. That's how long it lasted, 125 million years. And we'll take 125 million years, and we're going to divide it by our rate again, the same rate here. So 50 million years to 1 centimeter. And like 125 divided by 50, and that gives us 2.5 centimeters. So back here we'd write 2.5 centimeters in length. Okay, so after you finish all of your calculations, you have 3 more to do here. You are ready for step B, where you're going to draw a vertical line at the end of your origins to Earth. And let me show you what that's going to look like. Oops. trying to, oh, trying to move my camera here so I can show you. Okay. Okay, so here we have our strip, and so step B said, go ahead and draw a line at the end and label it origins of Earth. So I used my ruler as a straight edge just to draw it on there. And then the next part, I am struggling here with my computer. It's a For part C, it says using the origin Earth as a starting line, you're going to draw on these different lengths. So we're going to start with the early Precambrian, and we're going to measure 10 centimeters. So take my ruler here. I'll measure down 10 centimeters. It's a little hard to do this when I'm holding it up, so I'll measure out 10 centimeters, and I'm going to just draw it on there. Okay. And so then from this point to this point, this is covering 500 million years. Okay, 500 million years from here to here. And then part D tells us to label and color each area. So I'm going to label this one early Precambrian. And it doesn't need to be colored completely solid, but use either colored pencils, crayons, markers to shade in your early Precambrian stage. So there is my early Precambrian. So the next one I'm going to do is go to late Precambrian. Now we already looked at and saw how much longer late Precambrian is, and it's going to be represented by 69.2 centimeters. So my ruler here, it's only 30 centimeters. So if we kind of just think about it, well, there's 30 centimeters, and then there's another 30 centimeters. Okay. So that's 60. So I need to go 9.2 more centimeters before I mark that off. So this is going to be late Precambrian. It's going to be much longer than the early Precambrian. And of course, then you're going to label the late Precambrian and shade that one in. After you're done with that, you're going to move on and finish out the other geologic time events here, so that they'll all be labeled on your timeline. So I hope that helps you out, and please don't hesitate to ask any questions if you are confused. Thanks.